everyone, welcome back to my cooking channel. We are cooking and baking and talking about home ownership, and I'm here today with...
I'm Jonathan Kraft. I'm the managing broker at the Crye-Leike office in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Awesome, and he has invited me into his home today, and we're going to be making mango sorbet, but we're also going to be talking a little bit about what's going on in our real estate market as far as buyer's agency and compensation and different things that have come up, and just kind of shed some light and clear up some misconceptions about what's going on in real estate.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to talk about the ingredients that we need for our mango sorbet. Okay, to start our mango sorbet, we're going to start with mango chunks. So just go to your local store and whatever chunks. Well, I've got the Dole mango chunks here. And then we've got some Snapple mango fruit juice. You can use passion fruit juice, any juice. And then we're gonna do a half a tablespoon of sugar. So we'll put that all in a blender and blend it up and get it into the freezer. Okay, so we're gonna pour our mango chunks into the blender. We'll start with the bag today. And then you're going to do a half a cup of the whatever choice of drink that you want to use, or juice. We've got mango juice here. Like I said, you can use passion fruit or orange juice, any of those things that will kind of give it a little bit more flavor with those mango chunks.
It smells good already.
It does, really, yay. And then we're gonna do a half a cup, not a half a cup, that's a lot. But about a half a tablespoon of sugar. Right. And if you are like me and you're watching your sugar, you can use any of the sugars that you like, the monk fruit or any of those will work perfectly in this recipe. And Jonathan is measuring so carefully.
All right.
Awesome, awesome. So we're gonna blend all of this up together, and then I've got a freezer that we're gonna place that in to give us that more consistent flavor.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we're gonna blend that up for you. Be right back. Around just a little bit, and we're gonna add just a little bit of juice. There we go. And so, yeah, just to your preference, however thick you want it, but we want all those chunks to be blended up really well.
Awesome.
So we're gonna give it one more spin, and then it should be ready for the freezer. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is I just have a little Cuisinart freezer, and you can use any freezer you want, or you can just not have a freezer and pour it in a bowl and put it in a freezer. So either way, I choose to use my little Cuisinart because it's just so handy, and it gets it done really, really quick.
I love all the little gadgets that they have for just to make your life a little bit easier.
Yes. It's taking a team effort to make this sorbet.
There we go.
All
You got it all out of there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so we're just going to put the top on there and get this going, and then we're going to talk about some buyers, different processes that's going on with our buyers. All right, we're back, and while our sorbet is mixing in the freezer over there on the counter, we're going to talk about how the buyer's process is going to be changing starting August the 2nd. So these are some important information that you as a buyer and sellers and agents all need to know about what's going on. So my broker here, Jonathan, is going to tell us a little bit about how the process is changing.
Yeah, so the buyer's process is changing a little bit, but it's something that we can still help guide you through every step of the way. One thing that's changing is that when dealing with a realtor, you're going to need to sign an agreement to see a home. So it doesn't have to be an agency agreement, meaning that you don't have to say that I want you representing me for 3 months or something like that. It just needs to be an agreement to lay out how the process works, how compensation works for your agent, if the house that you look at is something that you're interested in buying.
That's right. And so how will buyers be tempted to go through the listing agent since they don't necessarily want to sign that buyer's agreement?
I think that's likely to happen. One thing that I would caution buyers with, though, is that a listing agent, their fiduciary duty is to look out for the best interest of the seller. And that is what they're going to be doing, is looking out for the best interest of the seller. So one of the things when you're looking at buying a home that I like to ask people is, do you believe that houses sell for a fixed price, or do you think that they're going to sell in a range of value depending on the negotiating skills and knowledge of your realtor? And I think most people would agree that who you have representing you matters.
Exactly. Exactly. You will want to have an agent who is knowledgeable, especially with the changes that are coming up, so that you're best represented. So Jonathan, tell me, what are the differences between a buyer using a buyer's agent rather than going directly to the listing agent?
Sure. I think a lot of that has to do with the buyer's process. With a listing agent is going to be trying to get you to buy that particular house, whereas a buyer's agent is going to be trying to help people find the house that's right for them. And I think you'll find that a good buyer's agent is going to sit down, they're going to explain the written agreement, they're going to be talking about the process, asking you questions, and really trying to find out what they need to find out in order to make sure to come up with a good strategy for you and make sure that all of our I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Right.
There's really several things that a buyer's agent is going to do for you, and that's one of them is explain the process to you. But once they develop a strategy and you start looking, a lot of people don't realize, but an agent can help you whether you're looking at a for sale by owner house, if you're looking at a house that's listed on the MLS with a realtor. We can work with people with any of that. So we're going to help you make sure that, you get full exposure to the market and you're able to see everything that is out there to buy. We're going to help you negotiate. A lot of people don't realize it, but there's 5 different parts of negotiation in your standard real estate contract, and only one of those is price.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that we have to help figure out and make sure that are, lined up the way that they need to based on the buyer's situation.
Right. And we're going to, and as a buyer's agent, we're going to help you negotiate, like repairs or the proposal for that. And then we're just going to keep you on that timeline for things that, you have to have so many days to do an inspection.
Absolutely.
And so we will help guide you through that as a buyer's agent.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
There's so many things in the contract that, can kill the contract. If you miss a deadline or if you don't do something you're supposed to do, the contract could end, or the seller could have an out to get out of that contract and take another person's offer over yours. So it's important you stay on track with it.
Right. And I'm glad that you're tuning in today to hear all the changes that are taking place. Jonathan, what are some other things that we need to think about as a buyer or the buyer's agent going into August the 2nd?
Sure. Well, I think one of the big things, if you've been watching the news at all, one of the big things that people are talking about is how the compensation for a buyer's agent is not going to be made public on the MLS for all realtors to see. And I think, unfortunately, that can scare buyers into thinking that the process is going to be a lot more difficult or a lot more expensive. But really, that's not the case. Really what it comes down to is, once again, the negotiating skill of your agent. A lot of sellers are still going to want to offer compensation because they know that that's something that a buyer is going to need anyway. But even if they don't, there are several ways around it. We can build it into the price, and just give them a little bit more money in order for them to pay for it. We can negotiate the seller to pay for it. Even if they're not offering it up front, we can always just negotiate it into our offer. And of course, you can pay us directly as well. But our goal is going to be to try to keep you from putting out any money out of pocket if at all possible.
That's right. That's right. But if you have any questions or you're concerned, we are here to help you. I'm Prisavia Croft with Crye-Leike Realtors. This is my broker, Jonathan Kraft. You can call our office and we'll be happy to sit down with you and explain the buyer's process so that you'll know going into buying a home what you're looking at as far as financial and inspections and negotiation process and all of the steps to get you into the house that you dream of having.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We are going to taste the sorbet that we just made today. So we're going to call out Jonathan's wife, Jenna, and her boys and see how the sorbet tastes because Mr. Kraft here made this. And we're going to get their final approval. So,
awesome.
We'll be right back. Okay, so our sorbet is complete. It's frozen, and we're gonna do the first taste test with the Kraft family.
All right.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right.
Let's try it out.
Looks very good.
It is so
It is
good. It is so good. Thank you,
I like that.
Jonathan.
Thank you.
And Jenna and
Yep.
Jack for having us in your house today. And this is so good. You have to make this. Be sure to tune in for next month's recipe. It's going to be popsicles, cookies and cream popsicles. All right. Thank you. Bye. Babies, look at my new friends. My new friends. Yes, I have new friends. Hello.